Hi friends, today we are going to use our thinking caps. Do you have your thinking cap on? Put it on right there, okay? Get it on, get ready to go. We're going to talk today about estimating. We're going to estimate some multiplication problems, and I'm going to work with you on this. So make sure that you are actually looking at the things that I tell you to do. Do this together with me, all right? All right, first of all, I want you to look up here at this word. To estimate, that means to tell about how much. It is not exact. It's about how much. So that we have a basic idea. We do this all the time in life, especially as a grown-up. You estimate how much you're going to spend on groceries. You estimate how many miles you're going to drive. You look at things and you estimate all the time. So this is an important skill for you to be able to use. So I want you to look here at the board. I have a notebook. And it is $5.75. It's a really nice notebook. So let's say I wanted to buy one for each of my 4 children. So I am going to have 4 groups of $5.75. Yes, I can multiply that out, but I don't need to know the exact amount. I will need to know about the right amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this $5.75. And I'm going to say, $5.75 is about how many dollars? It's about $6. So in my head, I'm going to say 4 groups of $6. It's a whole lot less difficult than doing $5.75. So 4 groups of $6, how much is that? 4 times 6 is 24. $24. This is my estimate. $24 is my estimate. Is it exact? Because sometimes we just don't have to know the exact amount. Okay? So sometimes we will estimate. This time I estimated by rounding. I rounded to the nearest dollar. $5.75 rounds to $6 because it's closest, right? So we can estimate by rounding. That's what I did here. There's another way that we can estimate, and it's actually called front end estimation. The front end of something is the front of it, right? The front end of the car is where the engine typically is. The front side of something is the beginning of it, the beginning. So instead of doing it by rounding, let's do a front end estimation for this notebook. Okay, so break it up here. $5.75 for children. Instead of doing 4 times $5.75, I'm going to do something called front end estimation. Look at the price tag. What's at the front end of this price tag? How many dollars? 5, right? $5. So in front end estimation, I'm going to multiply 4 groups of $5. And then how much would that be? $20. You can estimate in either way. You need to understand how to do both because sometimes it will be better to use rounding to estimate and sometimes it will be better to use front-end estimation. So that's why you're getting to learn both of them. All right, what I would like you to do now is to take out your work page. You're going to look at page 126. It is on the back side of what you did yesterday in math with multiplication patterns. So make sure you are on page 126 in math. And let's work through this together, okay? Estimating products, it gives the 2 different kinds of ways to estimate. Rounding, which means to round to the nearest dollar or such, and then front-end estimation, which means using the front of the product. Okay, number 1, we're going to multiply mentally. These look like just what we did yesterday. Look for a pattern. Okay, 3 times 200. Well, let's do this together. 3 times 200. I'm going to do what I know. 3 times 2 is 6. How many zeros? 2. Well, that seems pretty simple, doesn't it? So you write that in. These all seem to do with hundreds, don't they? Let's look at number 2. Can you do that one? Try it and then we'll check it. 3 times 300. First, do what you know. 3 times 3 is 9, and then count the zeros. 2 zeros. So what does that bring my product to? 900. Number 3, 3 times 400. Do what you know. 3 times 4, write that down. 3 times 4 is 12. How many zeros do we add to the end? 2. So that's 1200 or 1200. Please do 4, 5, and 6. Do 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll work on the rest here together. Did you finish those up? All right, I hope so. Let's go down to the middle section. It says estimate by rounding. If you're not done with the top, just pause the video and you can come back to us when you are ready. Okay, so on 126, estimate by rounding. Remember, rounding goes to the nearest whatever it is. And we're going to do this in our heads. Don't write this out on paper. Do this in your head. 23 times 3. Now remember, I could write it like this. I really could. But now let's see. We're going to round. 23. Is it closer to 20 or to 30? Okay, it is. It's closer to 20, right? So in my head, I'm picturing 20 times 3. Okay, so that's 20 times 3. Whoa, I know how to do that problem, don't I? Because look what I can do. In my head, I can switch it around to this. I'm going to do what I know. What's the 3 times 2? 6. How many zeros? 1. So underneath 23 times 3, I'm going to write my estimate, not the real answer. Don't write the real answer. Write the estimate. 60. Because the directions say to estimate. Doesn't say tell the real answer. Let's go over to here. 44 times 5. So in my head, I'm doing this. 44 rounds to either 40 or 50. Which one? 40. So 40 times 5. So in my head, I am picturing 40 times 5, which is like we did yesterday, 5 times 40. So in my head, I'm going to do the part I know. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I still have to add my 0. So what is my estimate for 44 times 5? It is 200. Do you see how we're doing the estimating by rounding? Okay. When you go to numbers 10, 11, and 12, you've got money, but the only thing you have to do different is just write a cent sign or a dollar sign in decimal. Everything else is the same. Would you look, though, at number 15? 15 is $6.71. $6.71. Is that closer to $6 or $7? Well, because my 71 is more than 50, we have to round up to $7. So $7 times 5. What's $7 times 5? 5 groups of $7. 5 times 7 is $35. You have to put in the right signs. Okay? So on that part, you do the estimation by rounding. I want you to go ahead and make sure you've done 1 through 18. When you're done with that, turn the video back on because we are going to do the front end estimating, which is the 19 and further. So do 1 through 18, pause the video, come back when you're done. All right, guys, let's look at the second part. Estimate. First round, then use front estimation. Wow, there's a lot going on here, right? There's a lot of things to do. What I want us to do, though, is change the directions. See, this is why it's important for you to watch the video. So for today, we've already done the rounding. So I want you just to use front end estimation. So on the directions, I want you to cross off where it says first round. We're not going to round on this. We're changing the directions. Okay, so let's look at number 19. We're going to use front end estimation. 351 times 3. Okay, so 351. Front end estimation means that we're going to look at the front end of the number. What comes first? 3. The rest turn to zeros. On front end estimation, the rest turn to zeros. So now I'm looking at 3 times 300. Well, I can do this in my head. What's 3 times 3? 9. How many zeros? 2. My front end estimate is 900. That's what you're going to write. We're not writing the actual answer. We're just doing the front end estimation. Let's go on to number 2. 557 times 4. What is the front end number of here? 500, right? Front end, 500. Everything else turns to zeros. So 500 times 4. So in my head, I'm 4 times 500. Remember, that's exactly what we did on our papers. Do the part you know in your head. We've got 4 times 5 is 20. How many more zeros do we add? 2. Using front-end estimation, you come up with 2,000. That's what I want you to write underneath the problem, 2,000. Okay? So you're going to continue working on this page. You're going to do those, and yes, you need to do the problem solving. Let's take a look at number 28. Brigida bought 3 pairs of socks. Each pair cost $2.29. About how much money did she spend? Does it say to find the exact answer? No, it says about. If it says about, that means estimate. That doesn't mean answer the whole thing, find the real answer. Estimate. So you have $2.29. You know what? You can choose if you want to round or do front end estimation. In this case, it's the same number, isn't it? Look at that. How much was 1 pair of socks? $2.29. So if we round $2.29, well, it's either $2 or $3, and it goes down to $2. If we use front-end estimation, it's $2. So $2 a pair times 3 pairs of socks. I need you to write me a whole multiplication sentence. Don't just write the answer. Okay? And then on 29, Justin bought 2 t-shirts. Each shirt cost $8.69. About how much? About. Give me an estimate. You can use either kind of estimating that you want on this. So I need you to go ahead and finish page 126. When you are done with it, flip it over, make sure 125 is all done. Make sure your name is on it, everybody. And then I want you to put it in your folder so you can send it back on Monday. And I'll see you next time.